Hi, so this post is about how to get your dream job. I recently landed a new job, which is actually not just a new job, it's my dream job. And looking back at the recruitment process, I've put together 10 steps that I can share with anyone who is on the market. And I'm positive that it will help you to show the best of you. So I'm just going to go through these 10 steps. And then down below that video, you actually have the transcript of all these 10 steps with step number 1, which is constantly update your personal brand online. When I resigned from my current position, I just bumped into someone into the office and they were like, oh, now it makes sense why you connected with me on LinkedIn last week. And I went, actually, I do that all the time. The activity that you create is your digital footprint. And if you keep it vibrant, personal at all times, don't binge on it just 2 weeks before you go for an interview. That's really what's going to make this presence authentic and relevant and really interesting. Updating your status, connecting with people that you find interesting, curating content. It's really an interesting way for you to build that presence online. And that's true for LinkedIn, but it's also true for Twitter, blogs, Google+. Step number 2, define what you don't want. Before you exactly know what you want to do, it's sometimes easier to know what you don't want to do. Step number 3, decide what you want. It's really about dreaming your ideal life and then define the job or the jobs that will take you there. Then you can think backwards on going, how do I get this next job that is going to get me into the life that I really want? This will help you target the right companies, the right positions, rather than just jump for the money or for the lifestyle. Step number 4, avoid the headhunter's rush. To me, although they might be a good sounding board for what's on the market and also preparing for interviews, headhunters are like sugar. I'm not saying not to use them, but I'm saying definitely advising to use them in moderation. So when you meet with recruiters, they always have amazing connection, they make you feel extremely valued and you're pumped. And then a few days later when you realize that actually nothing really comes through, then you really crash like coming back from a sugar rush. You know, recruiters will try and push you in positions that they've got in portfolio when they meet with you, and sometimes it might not be the best one for you. So I'd recommend to meet with the ones who know you really, really well. They personally know you, so they know your personality and they understand what you need and what you're looking for, and really concentrate your efforts on these guys. It might just be a couple, that's enough. Otherwise, it's going to really drain your energy and potentially waste your time if they try and push you into positions that you don't really want to go for. Step number 5, prepare for I-Day, the interview day. Be ready to tell your story, work on the flow of your presentation, of course highlight your experience based on the requirements for the job, that it definitely is going to help, and make sure you've got a nice flowing story about what you do. Nailing an interview is an amazing feeling, but it doesn't just happen by chance, you have to be ready for it. So I think the first one is know how to introduce yourself with impact. I started to use this kind of tagline, which is my name equals digital strategist plus surfer plus artist. That's a really great summary of who I am, what I do. It opens conversation. It's a bit quirky, so people kind of look into it and go, oh yeah, she's interesting, we'd like to meet her or know what she does. So that's kind of how I define myself. I also found that when you describe your experience, it's better to start with your latest experience, which probably is more relevant to the job that you're going for, rather than starting from your previous jobs where you might actually spend a lot of precious time in an interview talking about experience that is not as relevant as the one you're currently having. So start with your most relevant experience, and then also be ready to define what you currently do in one sentence. Make sure you can explain it and make sure you can be understood about that. Prepare to answer obvious questions about your career moves, about why are you looking to change role, about the opportunity, what you want to do, what are you going to do when you get started, and things like that. For me, an obvious question that literally always comes up is about why did I move to Australia? So I've got a really well-polished answer about that. If you need to prepare for case interviews, I also have put a link about McKinsey interview. And then, of course, do your homework. Research the company, research its competitors, research its managers, milestones, products, examples of companies that have used it well, not well. Just form an opinion on the product. What I find useful as well that recruiters really like is also to illustrate what you mean with examples. I think another one that's really interesting and important for an interview is you need to be able to be authentic, be yourself, even about your mistakes. You will only enjoy the role and be successful because it's the one that's made for you. Don't try and convince yourself that it's a great one or anything like that. It's also interesting to actually ask questions when you're in an interview. You can demonstrate thinking and also make sure that before you leave the room, you're really clear on the next steps, because otherwise your step 6 probably would be a little bit difficult. Step number 6, stay positive. Once you've done your interview and you're in the kind of waiting process to get on what's going to happen next, I think stay positive is really important. Sometimes it will take a long time for the company to come back to you with an offer or to let you know whether you've got the job or not. Just remember, what is the worst outcome? What can you do about it? What is most likely to happen? And just step back, chill out. Step number 7, negotiate. If you haven't read Lean In and you're a female, there's some really good tips in that book to negotiate your package and your offer and things like that. So definitely do that. And then finally, when you're ready to accept, sign, celebrate, and kick ass when you start. That's my advice on how to get a great job. Thanks. I hope you enjoy that. Feel free to pass it along. And good luck if you're going for interviews. There's plenty of opportunities in the digital space.